So often, I think that's the case in our own walks with God, is we have to learn to trust Him again. Well, I chose to write this book because fear is something that everybody struggles with, including myself. And I was really wrestling with it over a couple situations in my own life, and I really wanted to figure it out. Why is fear so controlling? And so I went on a journey to study what the scriptures say about fear and how to overcome it. Fear limits us. It limits our potential in life. The thing that you thought was impossible to overcome or impossible to do, God ends up taking that and using it and making something beautiful out of it. One of the fears I had to overcome was shooting free throws. One of the stories I share about in the book is a time when I was in a basketball game and fouled, like just a few seconds left on the clock. Everyone's watching. This is a big moment. I walk up to the line and I go through my normal routine and I shoot. Clank. I've got another shot though. I walk back up to the line, do my normal routine, let go of the shot, and clank again. For the longest time, I didn't want to go back even to play basketball. I was frozen in fear. There's a connection or a parallel to fear and trust. And sometimes overcoming our fear, we have to learn to trust again. And sometimes that means trusting not only people, but also our Heavenly Father. My son and I, we were driving out into the woods on my four-wheeler, and he was on the back. We go back into the woods and messing around, and at this time it was all frozen. There's big swampy areas filled with ice. We drove right across the ice, heard a couple snap, crackles, and pops, but I thought it was okay, we made it across. As I was going through, the ice gave way, and I fell right into the ice, and the four-wheeler starts sinking to the water. My son, Josiah, falls off the back into the water, and I scoop up my son, and I pull him off over to the side as the four-wheeler sinks down into the water. Take him up to the house, and of course he's pretty freaked out. He's cold, wet, scared, crying. Later in the year, I decided to take my son four-wheeling again. My son starts freaking out and would not let me go into the woods. He had to break through that fear, but it wasn't just a fear of the unknown. It wasn't just trying to push through it. It was actually learning to trust his Father again. One of the greatest fears of my life was when I felt the Lord tell me to speak and preach His Word. So often, I think that's the case in our own walks with God, is we have to learn to trust Him again. I had to break through in order for that to happen, and I'm so grateful that I eventually did. The most important part of it for me was to simply tell God, I'm willing to be used. I'm willing to be used.